Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is James and I'm going to talk a little bit about World Beyond. And that series had 2 seasons and that's been a while since that aired. But I want to talk about a character, Silas. And Silas is important as far as the World Beyond story, but he seems to fit in a bigger story possibly. And once we saw Rick at the end of season 11, we did see him in the similar clothing, the weapon and stuff that Silas used at the culling facility. The culling facilities, of course, being a place that people go kind of wanting to be a soldier, like getting in line to go into the CRM and being a part of that, believing in what they're doing and stuff like that. But what the culling facility actually does is they're set up in strategic places. They have a funnel. They play loud music. Bunches and bunches and bunches of walkers come in, of course, attracted to the music. They have explosions and they blow up a bunch of them and then go around killing the last few or the parts and pieces that didn't die. And they're going to set up stadiums and different things like that around in different states and hopefully even clear an entire state of walkers. We know Silas was at one where he met Huck's husband. And in the very end, of course, Jadis takes Silas, makes him a soldier, and she says he's going to be her special project. You know, we can look at Rick. Could Rick be one of Jadis's special project? What does she have in mind for Silas? And what's his story going forward? How will it play into, say, the Rick and Michonne spinoff? Did they just show us Silas, his path, because it's going to mirror something like Rick is doing in his show? And we may not hear from Silas again. I think we will, and I hope we will. It does seem like he may play a part. But he has a sad story. And this part I show you here, it's part of World Beyond, is after the kids have left Campus Colony, they're out in the wild, and they have to deal with everything, not just the walkers and everything, but themselves. Of course, Huck kind of is playing them, we find out later, but Silas is cast out. They had heard he had done something in the past, killed his dad, killed some people and stuff like that, and he was just an outcast at school anyway, and they tied him to a swing set out in the backyard, casting him out because of some doubts about some stuff that happened in the show. That was a sad moment for me anyway, to see him tied up in the backyard crying. People not understanding what really happened because Huck had played them, but also what had happened in his past. They just didn't understand. It showed us flashbacks that told us what happened. His dad was very abusive to him and his mom.
I'll teach you disrespect.
He finally had enough and KO'd his dad. And then when he killed Walker Dad, saving his mom from him, she got scared of Silas as well. So Silas just didn't have a good home life. And at school, he's an outcast. So it's sad to see him tied up out in the backyard crying, like cast out. Man, the feeling, you know, the feeling. And so the group pretty much decided to leave him, like, he's a murderer. We don't know what he is. We don't know who he is. He's the outcast, and we just need to leave him behind. So when he was telling Iris about, thank you for being my friend, thank you for believing in me, that stuff's pretty sad.
I think there's something wrong with me. Thank you for believing in me, wanting me to be a hero. I wanted that too. I killed my dad.
He believes that something is wrong with him, and that's really sad. He goes off alone. But I got to give kudos to Elton, who said, look, I'm going with Silas. You know, the odds of him surviving greatly increases if 2 people are together instead of just the one, and he's out there by himself. So, you know, you guys go ahead. I'm going to go with Silas, try to catch up with him. So kudos to Elton for that. But Silas is soon captured, and he's put at a culling facility with Dennis. Dennis is the soldier, CRM soldier in charge, and he becomes friends with Dennis. And Dennis is like an older brother to him, becomes that way. Actually helps the dude out. He sees, like, dude, Silas, you're an okay kid, man. You're all right. And Silas really liked Dennis. Silas realized that Dennis was trying to help him out, and that Dennis was a cool guy, a good guy. But of course, it's a zombie fantasy show, so the story takes a dark turn, and Silas has to end up shooting Dennis in the face.
I'm dead one way or another, but if it looks like you ended me to convince them that you weren't a part of this, that you were just the hostage who got the upper hand on his captor.
Just so that he will live, just so Silas will live and be able to infiltrate, that's the plan anyway at that moment,
making them see you as a hero. It's how you live.
Infiltrate CRM through what Jadis did, becoming a soldier. Supposedly, he pulled down the helmet and he was becoming a soldier. We saw that.
I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna find the right people, and everyone will find out what the CRM did.
And Jadis said this to him.
But Dennis put you up to it, didn't he? Try and save you?
What? No.
So can Silas hold up the agreement he made with Dennis and Huck, saying that he's going to help them get the word out, reach people somewhere inside the CRM and let them know what really is going on? Or will Jadis brainwash him and Silas become a bad guy?
You did. It's okay. What matters is that you actually went through with it.
Can he be an ultimate hero and fulfill what he told Dennis that he would do?
I'm so sorry.
You're not one of them.
Do it!
But man, having to shoot Dennis in the face, that was a sad moment. But it had to happen. In that moment, that's the way it needed to go. But again, for a moment on that special project, what Jadis said to Silas once she got him into custody, she said, I know that Dennis and you set that up, that he said, you got to shoot me just so you'll live. She pretty much said, I know that's what happened, dude, but I still see that you can be one of us. I still think I can change you. You'll be my special project. Even though you've got some resistance in you, I know it. I know you and Dennis, what y'all did, but I'm going to let that go. And I think, I think I can make you one of mine. Is that whole little thing right there? Is that what she's telling Rick as well? There's no escape for the living, Rick. You're my special project. You're going to become one of us, whether you like it or not. Will Silas end up meeting Rick? Will Rick and Silas work together somehow in the Rick and Michonne show? He may be one that actually helps Rick Grimes somewhere along the way. Each of those characters in World Beyond had their own little story, backstory kind of thing going on. And there was definitely some interesting things packed in all of that, especially Felix's backstory. You kind of got some part of the sky falling is something they called in the World Beyond, the night the sky fell. And that seems to be something about like maybe the bog tapes that Al had in Fear. So I think something about all of that somehow connects. Just don't know how it all does yet. Will they even ever flesh that out? I do think Silas had a sad story. Let me know what you think about Silas, how it will all tie in. Do you think Silas will meet Rick? Just any and all of that stuff. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll join you there. This is James in Nashville. As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Dead Stuff.
Take you on as my own special project. Would you like that, Silas?
Yeah.
And I can't wait for you to see who you're going to become.